The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Back on the Domino's post-game report as Carson Newman collects a 90-83 win over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, after a game like this, I have to ask you, how's your heart?
It's pretty slowed down now. But good gracious, man. What a tale of two halves. And just, you know, our kids, despite the deep, ugly, dark, stinky hole we dug for ourselves, they fought and were resilient and poised enough to pull it out, thankfully.
Since you've set me up, just how deep, dark, and stinky was that hole down 17 5 minutes into the second half?
Well, you know, I guess you had to sort of be here to see it and feel it and sense it and smell it, because it wasn't good. And I can't explain. And I don't really know as much about us digging a hole as the fact that Lenoir-Rhyne, they were as hot in their shot making as you could be, especially when you consider the fact that that's not really what they've been doing. And we told our kids that they had the potential for that, because we knew who the players were and what they could do. But man alive, they got so comfy in here, and we were beyond fortunate to be able to figure out a way.
17 points is the third largest comeback since the year 2000, matches the program's 1,000th win at Lees-McRae from 2012. You were down 17 5 minutes into the second half, then held LR 6 minutes without a field goal while you rolled off a 22-6 run.
Yeah.
What changed from you kind of alluded to the Bears knocking down threes. They didn't hit anything, but what caused that you guys did defensively?
Well, we made a big deal at the half about attempting to make them uncomfortable. They got really comfy, that first half. And we were just fortunate enough to sort of disrupt and rattle that, and to not let them come out the second half and feel just as good. So some credit goes to our guys on that for sure. But again, I got to give a lot of credit to Lenoir-Rhyne, because they came in here a three-game, won three in a row, coming in really hot and confident. And I know they're leaving here very, very frustrated, because that was one that I'm sure that they felt like they had, and we just sort of snatched it right away from at the very end.
Complete team effort. This is one where we'll talk to a bunch of guys after the game, just because there were a lot of unreal performances. Malik Abraham, a new season high with 23 points. Charles Clark got into foul trouble. Malik Abraham kind of filled the scoring void.
Yeah.
What did he do to fire away 6 of 10 from beyond?
He just got hot. He got hot, and you could tell it was just oozing off of him. He was able to find spots. He ran to space and we found him. Thankfully, we found him, and he was really probably the primary catalyst. Now, the guys were playing together. We were sharing the ball, but he was the guy that was finishing off a lot of those plays there in that run. It seemed like.
At the same time, you have a guy like Dima Bykov, came into this game with 14 career points. Now, 16 points is obviously a career high. 7 for 10, 10 for him. Yeah. Josh Murray got in foul trouble and didn't miss a beat with him in the game.
Well, that 5 spot for us is Josh has sort of established a really nice spot for himself. We're still looking for some depth there, and through some different situations, Dima had gotten the nod as our first sub at the 5, and really, really responded. We don't win this game without Dima. I mean, his ability to make shots and his ability to sort of be a space heater there at the rim was critical. And so I'm so happy for him. He's a freshman. He's a whole lot of big freshmen. And we got, I think, a lot to look forward with him as years go by.
And then to hit on Grant Teichman and Mason Bates, nearly the 4th and 5th triple-doubles in program history. Mason Bates gets the first double-double in terms of points and assists since 2007. He finishes with 10, 10, and 9 boards. Grant Teichman, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. What about the job of those two who kind of acted like junkyard dogs today?
Well, I mean, those guys know how to play winning basketball. Mason's been with us a long time. He has continued to improve and evolve as a player, and he's a guy that I trust at a whole nother level. As you saw, our rotation sort of got we got away from our rotation we've been going with for about 11 games now. We got away from that and went with some guys that I had a whole lot of confidence in, and they delivered. But Mason's passing, some of the passes that the second half he made were just next level. And then with Grant, I got to be honest with you. I thought one of the bigger plays of this game was in a timeout. And Grant is a great player, but he also has a big-time brain and understanding. And he thankfully said, "Hey, Coach, let's get to a particular kind of alignment, and let's sort of play out of that alignment and get the ball there and sort of move and cut and try to create." And he took over he was like the voice in that regard, and I was smart enough to listen and stamp it with a big amen. And what you saw there late was Grant's call. What you saw late was Grant's call. And so so many people played a part in this thing on multiple levels, both on the floor and in the huddles. This is a great win. I mean, this is a great win when you consider where we were at with this thing.
Finally, we get to Charles Clark. Off night for him, 13 points, 4-10 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. But bye-bye Ish Sanders. He is now the program's all-time leading scorer for the Division II era.
Yeah.
Takes over 5th on both the South Atlantic Conference and Carson Newman scoring lists all-time. Just another day for Charles Clark.
Yeah, and I don't even know if he knows. Charles, you're now the all-time leading scorer here at the school. Congratulations. Yeah, he didn't even know it. He didn't even know it. He wasn't even aware of it. Nor was I, for that matter.
Oh, you should read my game notes.
But yeah, I mean, what can you say about the guy's career? What can you say? And we're still in the first semester of his senior year. So, knock on wood. I think we got a lot more good Charles Clark performances ahead.
Chuck, pleasure as always. Congrats on the comeback win.
Thanks, Cav.
That is Carson Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson.